Today, our topic is why desire is the root of suffering, Stoic perspective. Life is full of ups and downs, and sometimes we feel happy, while other times we feel sad or frustrated. The Stoics, who were ancient philosophers, believed that many of our problems come from our desires. They thought that if we can understand and control our desires, we can live a more peaceful and happy life. Let's explore this idea and see how it can help us in our daily lives. First, let's talk about what desire is. Desire is a strong feeling of wanting something. It could be wanting money, fame, success, love, or even something simple like a piece of cake. Desires are not bad in themselves. They are natural. We all have them. But the Stoics believe that the problem starts when we become too attached to our desires. When we want something so much that we feel we cannot be happy without it, that's when suffering begins. For example, if you want a new car and you cannot afford it, you might feel unhappy or frustrated. Or if you want someone to love you and they don't, you might feel heartbroken. The Stoics would say that the root of this suffering is not the situation itself, but your desire for something you don't have. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. This is one of their most important lessons. We cannot control everything in life. We cannot control the weather, other people's actions, or even many of the events that happen to us. But we can control how we react to these things. We can control our thoughts, our attitudes, and our actions. When we focus too much on our desires, we often forget this. We waste our energy trying to change things that are outside our control, and this leads to frustration and suffering. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are in a traffic jam. You are late for work and you are getting more and more upset. You might start honking your horn, yelling at other drivers, or feeling angry at the world. But what good does this do? The traffic jam is not in your control. No matter how much you desire to be on time, you cannot change the situation. The Stoics would say that instead of getting upset, you should accept the situation and focus on what you can control. Maybe you can use the time to listen to music, think about your day, or just relax. By letting go of your desire to be on time, you can avoid unnecessary suffering. Another important Stoic idea is that we should be careful about what we value. Many people value external things like money, status, or possessions. They think that if they have these things, they will be happy. But the Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within. It comes from living a virtuous life, from being kind, honest, and courageous. External things can be taken away at any time. You can lose your job, your money, or your health, but no one can take away your character or your virtues. If you focus on being a good person, you will find a deeper and more lasting happiness. The Stoics also believe that we should practice gratitude. Instead of always wanting more, we should appreciate what we already have. Many people are never satisfied. They get what they want, but then they want something else. This cycle of desire never ends, and it keeps them from being truly happy. But if we take time to be grateful for what we have, we can break this cycle. For example, instead of wanting a bigger house, we can be grateful for the home we have. Instead of wanting more money, we can be grateful for the food on our table and the people in our lives. Gratitude helps us see that we already have enough, and this can bring us peace and contentment. Now, let's talk about how to apply these Stoic ideas in our daily lives. The first step is to become aware of our desires. Pay attention to what you want and why you want it. Ask yourself if this desire is really necessary, or if it is just a passing wish. If the desire is for something outside your control, try to let it go. Focus instead on what you can do. For example, if you want to be promoted at work, you cannot control whether your boss will give you the promotion. But you can control how hard you work, how you treat your colleagues, and how you improve your skills. By focusing on these things, you can feel more in control of your life and less frustrated. The second step is to practice acceptance. Life is not always fair, and things do not always go the way we want. But instead of fighting against reality, we can accept it. This does not mean that we should give up or stop trying. It just means that we should stop wasting our energy on things we cannot change. For example, if you lose your job, you can accept the situation and start looking for a new one. Instead of feeling angry or depressed, you can see this as an opportunity to find something better. The third step is to focus on your virtues. Think about what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be kind, honest, brave, and wise? These are the things that truly matter. When you focus on being a good person, you will find that many of your desires become less important. You will also find that you are more resilient when faced with challenges. For example, if someone insults you, you can choose to respond with kindness instead of anger. By doing this, you show that you are in control of your emotions, and you maintain your inner peace. Finally, practice gratitude every day. Take a few minutes each day to think about what you are grateful for. It could be something big, like your health or your family, or something small, like a beautiful sunset or a good meal. When you focus on the good things in your life, you will feel more content and less driven by desire. In conclusion, the Stoics believe that desire is the root of suffering because it makes us focus on what we don't have instead of what we do have. By becoming aware of our desires, practicing acceptance, focusing on our virtues, and being grateful, we can reduce our suffering and live a more peaceful and happy life. Remember, you cannot control everything that happens to you. I know you react. Choose to focus on what truly matters, and you will find that you have more power over your happiness than you think. Life is short, and it is precious. Don't waste it chasing things that don't truly matter. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself, and you will find that you already have everything you need.